up, y'all? This is Big Boss Calvin 83, known as the real Big Boss Calvin 83. Make sure you like and subscribe and share the video and all the videos. And I want to just say this the first time right now and at the end. Make sure you support the platform. If you really like what I'm saying and you support my message, you support my agenda, definitely support. Show your love to the Cash App, PayPal. The links will be in the description box and in the pinned comment. So, um, this is going to be a reaction to Tay Diggs and Robert Perkins is discussing it, but it's going to be a combination of me giving my take since I can kind of relate, and Rob gives his take. Look, wherever you feel about how you feel about Robert Perkins, look, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gonna, hey, you know what I'm saying. But to me, I gotta give my take on what he's saying, and I gotta give my take on what Tay Diggs is saying. So let me do that.
You can't be anything to me. Because y'all think the KFC, they think that's a compliment. Oh, I don't see color. I don't care about that. Society does. The system does. The system is targeting black people. So if you don't care, then you cannot be my comrade. That's what white folks say. Well, I look inside and the soul of a person. No one gives a fuck how you look at me. You got this God complex that you believe because of how you may look at me individually that has something to do with how the system looks at me as a system. And you ain't said anything about that other than, well, I ain't shit, not me. I ain't racist, man. I'm cool with y'all. I never called you a nigger or nothing. At least not in front of your face. And that's all that matters, right? There's some confusion here. If a white person is saying to you they don't care about color, they're saying they don't care about race or racism, and thus they just gonna try to ignore that shit like they have been doing.
Let me stop right here. And actually, I do agree with what he's saying. However, you have black folks who don't even care about another black person, and especially when it comes to black men, the problem I have is we have no code, no bro code. And I'm about to give my take on the whole Will Smith. And Will Smith is dead ass wrong of what he of assaulting Chris Rock, but that's going to be different live stream I'm going to do when I 12 o'clock. So make sure y'all be there by 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Times. We're going to talk about that. And I'm going to give my take. You have black folks who really are very cold towards each other because the whole thing is, well, if it doesn't happen to me, I really don't care about what happens to the next black person. And that's a coon. And whatever happens to black men is bad enough that you don't got black women who don't care about black men as a whole, unless she feels that tingle. But you got black men, we're guilty of this too. Maybe not us as the individuals, but we're guilty of this. We don't care about the next black man until it touches us on an individual or somebody we know. And then you have black women to a certain extent that we don't really care. But to me, it's our reaction towards the lack of respect that we have for each other. And I said we have a coondemic, a coon rona, a coondemic that's going on out here. But I want to play the video.
Because it doesn't affect them. It's not your friend, black people. I told y'all, you don't got no damn friends.
And we got no damn friends to each other. All skin folk certainly ain't kinfolk.
Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all. Let's deal with Tay Diggs. This is something that now Tay Diggs, he got on TV or did a little interview. Did an interview where he was talking about he used to get called a white boy.
I can certainly relate.
And y'all know there are some black people that will use this narrative to explain why they have resentment towards their own people.
Well, I wouldn't call it a narrative. Me personally, I wouldn't call it a narrative. I'll call it a problematic fact. And it does explain, not giving it I'm not giving excusing the self-hatred, but we create our own problems because it's very divisive towards each other. It's not just that, it's the light skin, dark skin thing. And then you got the gender war. Then you got the black folks who are middle class. You got the country folks who get made fun of. The country black people who are the butt of jokes, especially if you live in the South. And then you got the black folks from up top, especially especially if you like middle class, upper middle class, getting disrespected. And we have a lot of just disrespect towards each other, and it's just so ridiculous. And then we talk about the negative stereotypes, but at the same time, we embrace them. And if you're not the stereotypes, or you just choose to be you and a free thinker, and you just be you, you don't try to fit in. And it's like, it's not the intention. You just try to just be more yourself, regardless if you're aware or not. Are you conscious or woke, awakened, or unconscious or not? You're just being yourself. You get roast. You get all types of disrespect, even threatened with violence. And I'm just speaking from personal experience and what I've witnessed to people who are indifferent to the black community. There's a lot of fuckery going on.
Let me share the screen again. Listen to Tay Diggs. Black folk, call me a white boy. I can't believe they did me like that.
I do. I know they do. I believe it.
Being labeled a white boy, it was painful, but it was painful. Period.
Let me say this. Let me interject. And I can relate why he would say that, because the way we bully each other and the way we disrespect each other for you just being indifferent or you just being raised like you got some sense. Now, as far as the lack of black pride, I can tell you the black folks who are urban, or the ones who dress sophisticated, or the ones who are country, or the ones who are just laid back, or the ones who are just of what we've been conditioned to, what we find desirable, but it's the worst type. But if you're a conservative black man and a conservative black woman, what you would call a pick-me, shit, like Danica Marie would say, you get so much smoke, it's ridiculous. Or because the fact that you don't act like you're struggling, or even though you are struggling to go the right path and take the road less traveled to what they say in a academic success, or just going on your path to succeed. Go to school, you get good grades, you make certain strides, and especially if you're just being you, you're not trying to even assimilate. You get so much smoke and fire that it's like it's just so much. It's a certain type of pressure, and you don't see this with other groups. Now they got their own issues, but it's like the haterade, the disrespect, the way we treat each other. It's just unreal, and it's like nobody. It's like you got abuse with racism. You got to deal with coon ass Negroes. And if you're a man with some type of principle, you get smoked because you're supposed to be raggedy and stuff like that. And this is what Kevin Samuels has said. I don't like to use him as I don't like to just use, but he has a valid point. We as black men, our manhood is questioned from the time before we even enter puberty. We are treated like grown men. Our manhood is attacked left and right, especially when females do it. The girls, and then you got the older women. You're getting put in the box. Then other guys want to challenge you. So it is overwhelming. Now, other people, we don't look. Rob can deal with it the way he dealt with it. Is the way he knows. I dealt with it a different way, even though I have a temper. I have a temper. I can flip the fuck out. I don't play around. Believe it or not, if you're a nice, well-mannered black man, you will get targeted and disrespected because you're supposed to be, well, you're not supposed to, you don't have this, you don't have that. or how can you, because of what was going on in the racial conditions, how can you be positive? See, you can't win as a black man. And if you're a few black women who support you, you can't win either. But you get all smoke from all sides of angle. And I remember Dark One's son used to speak on this when he was in college, when he was in school, but in college in Northern California, in the Bay Area, California University East Bay, and how he shared his experience, because I used to a decade, like about 5 to 10 years, or like a decade ago, I used to watch his videos, and he spoke on this. You are hated, and you're hated by your own. As a black man, you have no allies, no friends, and we have no bro code, even with black women who caught some type of hell. If she's a dark-skinned woman, a dark-skinned sister who's in shape with natural hair, she caught hell. If it came to a light skin and she was thick, she caught disrespect because of the just envious. And then you have the in-between. It's just so crazy. Then you got especially the black women, the black girls with the colorism and the hair making just disrespecting each other. It's just fucking unreal. And if you just be you, or and you don't even know, even if a lot of us, we're not told what is black pride, what is black culture. What is black culture? Because we don't have a language. We don't have our native tongue. We don't have what is traditionally black. And then you got the Negropeans and the American Negroes say, well, not American. Then you Africans, we're not like these niggas. So you got this division amongst other divisive divisions. So that's my take on this.
Once I figured out how to manipulate situations, I'm in the habit of studying people so that I don't feel less than. So as soon as I realized certain black people at school were calling me white, I made it about them. And I didn't change.
Now, honestly, I don't know what the hell he just said. Manipulating how, Tay Diggs, because you still feel bothered by that. See, we have a lot of unresolved trauma, and especially when you have issues with family, abuse with family. I'm not going to go into specifics. It can be sexual abuse. It can be verbal abuse, beatings, what have you. Because we get off and putting each other down. We get off and get a certain taste of power, and Michi X has discussed this. You got the women who take pleasure in emasculating black men. And then you got black men saying, you know what, fuck you, bitch. And talk about submit to me, and just try to like assert his authority as a man to intimidate her. And you got black women who be in the care and try to intimidate the black man. And then you got the children, the girls being fucked around, and then you got the boys becoming men getting fucked around by every goddamn body. And you got people, and especially when it comes from women, it's just they try to tear you down just to make themselves feel better for white validation. And you got black men saying, I'm the exception, I'm the unicorn, trying to make her feel less than, and try to assert his masculinity, and it's just a horrible mess. So that's my take on this so far.
It's who I was. And I just went harder. It was a trip though, because even like,
y'all black folk can relate to this.
Yes, me.
Where you'll have black people calling you white. And what'll happen typically with groups like this, they'll kind of come together based on this trauma. They'll trauma bond based on this. They used to call me a white girl too. I can't stand them niggas. They think cause I talk proper that I'm white.
And the thing is that what I don't understand with America, with black people in America specifically, is that we all speak English. What is our native tongue? And speaking Ebonics is just coon culture. Black folks pinching their nose and trying to speak the European language, and then you got these particularly these black heifers with their being grammar Nazis. I'm like, first of all, I don't give a damn about speaking proper English because that's not my native language. So we just have an obsession of just disrespecting one another. And it seems to me, we will call out black men, but black women have a voice to express their trauma, you know, especially the colorist heifers, the dark skinned women, that they choose to be professional victims, and then you got the light skinned chicks talking about, well, they don't want us either. They want white women. All this other bullshit that the police and y'all heifers do is ridiculous. Then you got the in betweens, and it's just so much infighting, and then all this feminist anger comes to the black misandry comes to the black men, and it don't matter what your shade is, brother, because she'll be with a light skinned dude. And but when diminished, there's a disagreement, emasculate him. But if you're a brother who's brown skin, dark skin, oh, she'll call you ugly, and then call you a symbol of toxic masculinity. And you know how melanated females like to report to her Karen friend or the Karen, and then report to her zaddy to, like, when it comes to law enforcement, or file a complaint against you, HR, to get you fucked up. You can't make this shit up. It's just the lack of respect. And the thing is, it starts from our parents or grandparents, because we don't have no damn pride. We don't have no self-love. A lot of our parents and grandparents never got healed from their trauma, their issues and stuff. And it's just a cycle. This is a generational curse. And it's like, what I see as a generational curse is a form of black people love to be coons. And if the worst part about this, on my awakened conscious journey, being black revolutionary, and especially if you're a red pill black man too, you get so much hatred because you're a free thinker. You don't, you just, especially if these heifers talk about, even brothers talk about, revolution and all that stuff. But when you discriminate, not discriminate, when you produce black masculinity and you have a revolutionary spirit of your ancestors, you get so much hatred from these fake pro-blacks, who I call pro-blacks, and you get called a coon. You talk about personal responsibility and a blueprint on how to affect change for the better.
I remember when I moved to New York, people that didn't even know my history, women, would say, you only date white girls, huh? Before they even knew anything about me.
Because hey, Diggs, the problem is with the issue is that because you conduct yourself how do I put this in the words? Because you conduct yourself as a man who would be considered I think you can just say classy, or you have some type of sophistication. But see, that goes back to the ignorance, because we we put being proper, being prim and proper, speaking well articulate. We just make everything about whiteness. We think we take everything positive and turn it into whiteness, and it's not. Because you look at white folks, they're the total opposite. They are a lot of them are trash. There's no integrity. There's no prim and proper. There's a lot of degeneracy and toxic and just nastiness. And I'm being real. We will take everything that's negative of what we've been told about so-called black culture, especially in America, and embrace it. And it's like, but anything that's positive and a positive outlook, and then especially when you are indifferent, it's all whiteness. It's all sometimes Asianness. It's just ridiculous.
Well, so wait a minute. So black women knew you. They could tell you was laying up in the caves and.
And here's the thing. Let me just say this, because unfortunately, with a lot of these goofy heifers, they see women being traditional and femininity as a form of whiteness too. You cannot make this shit up, people. Anything that's like feminine, it's not what a black woman is. She's supposed to be a hyena, dusty, loudmouth, lace front weave wearing heifer. She's supposed to be a masculine, toxic female, a toxic feminist bitch, and a dusty ass, nasty ass hyena hood rat thought, and a ghetto gagging bedwitch.
You, Matt, you feel like they was prejudiced towards you? They was prejudging you? They ain't even know you like that. Come on, man. It's a vibe you give off. And then in real life, laying up in the caves, acting like somebody done mislabeled him. Just out here. Watch this guy.
Well, my thing is about Rob. What I mean, my take of what Rob is saying is, but the thing is that unfortunately, and he can. Hey, we have had words. My take on that is that a lot of times, and you said this in your past videos, Rob, is that a lot of times that is created because hey, your kids are off limit, but from what I know of Rob, is that he raised his kids different and to be better. And, based on the videos, I'm not going to talk about a personal conversation. But based on that, he had to talk to his children about how they're going to be labeled and what to expect and how to prepare for that. And I commend them from that. So a lot of times we don't prepare our children. It's like we don't teach no pride, and we don't teach them how the world really is. We don't tell them the truth. We wait till they get older and it's too late. And then the worst part, we don't warn our children about the coons that they're going to be dealing with when it comes to other melanated people, other black people. And then and then you got these non-white folk, the Asian caves, he would say, the Latino caves, is that they're anti-black. So we don't prepare our children. We don't even keep them. We put them in situations that we don't even teach them. We don't show them. We don't even lead as parent. And I'm just speaking about parents in general. I'm not a parent. I'm not a parent. I don't have no children. But that's what I've noticed when it comes to the conclusion of. We don't want to tell our children the truth. We don't want to tell them the truth about relationships, sex. We don't want to tell them the truth on how to handle situations with other black folks, which you're going to actually encounter more. And then the system of white supremacy and dealing with anti-black Caucasians and Asians and Latinos and Arabs.
There's nothing that I wanted, but I would dig deep and say, well, why do you say that? Like, you don't know. You have no. Is it because I speak like this? No. It's just a feeling I get. I don't know if it was their insecurity. I don't know. But that happened more times than not.
So here you have. Hold on, let's come back to it. I'm just come up in the corner down here. Here you have Tay Diggs talking about people used to call them white. Black people will bond on this. And I'm going to tell you something that's funny about these people, because we always be like, man, yeah, we shouldn't treat them like that. Man, let me tell you something. I'm not saying this right, but everybody gets roasted in the black community. It's not right. But these motherfuckers will come out here and act like shit nobody have ever said nothing. Nobody's telling you, we're not literally calling you white. We're saying there's a good chance that you sound like a customer service operator at a call center all day long. All day.
That's the problem, though.
Like you just don't turn it off.
Why? You know what? I'll let him go. I think that's just ignorant bullshit based on what is being said from Rob.
These motherfuckers out like this is a traumatic event.
I
got roasted.
Now here, that's the typical deflection. Well, I got turned down by women, and I got turned down by a man, and all that other bullshit. I got bullied too. Stop. Y'all gotta stop with that bullshit, okay? Y'all kill me with that. No, we did not get roasted and teased and bullied at the same rate. Get the fuck out of here. I can tell you, you don't know what it's like to be falsely accused of rape at high school and falsely accused of harassment. You don't know that type of bullying that females will do to you. You got these black female Karens. Look at Brian Banks. Rob. And anybody who fucks with Rob or anybody like that. You mean to tell me that you got that you almost got the Brian Banks treatment? That you got a female lied on you or try to do harm to you and try to get you killed, get you jumped? I don't know if it happened to him or not. But my thing is, I get so sick and tired of our pain being minimized. Well, we all got bullied. We all got get the fuck out of here. I so disagree with that. Because There are times that there's people did not get bullied. There are times I know guys got girls on the regular, got laid like a rock star. I didn't get that experience. I know guys who got their first car and it was a nice one. I didn't get no damn car. Graduates, I had to get on my own. You know, especially your parents will take care of somebody else's child that's not their personal responsibility because of some selfish shit. There are guys who had money, and there's children who came up with money will treat other children who are less fortunate like shit. There are kids who got money and they were humble and they did everything for the unfortunate and got treated like shit. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all people kill me. That's a fucking deflection. I don't know about you. I don't know if you ever had a gun on you, had a gun pulled on you. You don't know. It's like, especially when you dealt with a crooked ass cop wrongfully arresting you. This is the shit that has happened to me. I was homeless. I was living in a hotel. That's homeless. I was abused at the home. I couldn't even come to my mom on certain things. I got abused by my stepdaddy. Got abused by my stepmama. I had nowhere to go. I almost took my own life. And I almost got violent towards somebody and snapped. So I hate when people be dismissive like we all had the same problems. If that's the case, then there should be no such thing as the has and has not. We all should have had money. We all should have had cars. We all should have had the latest gear and all this other shit. We all should have had generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? We all should have got laid and lost our virginity at 16. We all should have had dates for prom and shit. I get so fucking tired of y'all trying to minimize and say we all had the same problem when we didn't. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying, the point I'm trying to make, a lot of us had different struggles. We may have had a struggle, and but we had different struggles which hurt more than others. There's people who had the great high school experience, and now later their lives are shit. There's guys who had a shitty high school experience, college experience, and now their lives are better. I stand with Kevin Samuels on that. There's guys, especially girls, who had a great life. They had disappointments, but they didn't go through near-death experiences. They were able to enjoy life, travel, and do shit that other people couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point.
Why the fuck motherfuckers think they just gonna skip through there and not get roasted? Homosexuals be on the same shit. They laughed at me.
Okay.
I got roasted. Y'all think y'all just gonna slide through? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing, and you gonna grow up, and this is gonna be the crux of your cooning, the cooning that you get involved in. This is what you gonna use to justify yourself. Black folk laughed at me that one time. Like, come on, man. That's what you using? They called me white. You too? Me too. Like, come on, man. And black women know you land up in the case before they even deal with you. It's a vibe you give off. You can tell, you can see certain black men. Them Abercrombie and Fitch motherfuckers. At least back in the day it was Abercrombie. I could be lost now. I don't.
And I can say the same thing about black women being these ghetto gag and Negro bedwitches. They want to get on black men about you date white girls, but yet they're flirting with the white boys. Come on, and I'm seeing all black women get this, black girls and black women, but since we're speaking on childhood, black girls mess with grown-ass white boys. Black girls protecting racist white boys. There was a gang rape that I knew about when I was in high school. It was in an affluent area, but the police department, everybody else covered it up. But these black girls want to say I did something fucked up, and they don't even know the situation. They went out their way to lie on me. Okay? Now, I discussed my personal issue. Now, and the thing is, y'all can say, well, you shouldn't generalize. Fuck that shit. I'm generalizing because these bitches you have black females who got black men in jail, prison, Y'all talk about white cave hoes doing this. Black females doing the same thing. But nobody wants to talk about this. You have black females who lied and got young men gunned down and killed. Look at this situation with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. You have black females who were crying wolf, saying this man said something, but because he ignored her. That's not normal. Because I could say, because if this man, because we could talk about harassment with, if this dude was coming up her, stalking her, and ignoring her, and he crossed the line, y'all want to hold him accountable. But these females can lie and destroy a man's reputation. Destroy a man's reputation. Just get him jumped, get him killed. I remember, there was this young black boy. He was like a black Hispanic, black Latino. His name is Junior. This young ass thought was messing around with dudes, grown ass dudes, and guess what? She lied and said it was Junior that was taking advantage of her, but it was she engaged in sexual activity, was well aware. Even though she was underage messing with grown dudes, and guess what? He got jumped and killed. Yet she's not held accountable to this fucking day. You had Brian Banks. He didn't want to talk to a certain female, wanting to Gibson, and guess what? His life was destroyed. And guess what? He had to record. She reached out to him through Facebook, got together, he recorded a conversation, and guess what? He was a free man, but the damage has been way done. Messed up his opportunity to he didn't get the high school experience. He didn't get to go to college and live his dream and playing in the NFL. Now, I got issues with the NFL. The point I'm saying is that she didn't be held accountable. But see, black guys, young black men who don't have positive experience with girls in high school and young women in college, this is why we have that resentment. I'm not saying it's right. Just like black women have their traumatic experience with black boys and black men from high school and now. But it just seems to me, when it comes to black men airing out their grievances, we get made fun about other black men. Didn't y'all wonder why black men kill each other? Didn't you wonder why you have situations where Will Smith will snap on Chris Rock? Chris Rock will say something. Then Will Smith want to get all extra because he got reactionary because Jada Smith her bitch ass couldn't take no fucking joke. I am tired of the lack of code that black men don't have. Kevin Samuels is tired of that. Let me say this. I'm not a Kevin Samuels supporter. Okay? I got issues with this enemies consultant. Okay? I will explain that in a different when I make a different video when I go live, this weekend. But this is the problem. Black men can't air out their grievances with about black women and girls, black females in general. Black females can have a voice and explain, and there's no judgment. That's all I'm saying.
What it is now. I know sometimes when I see a black man that got on some fucking high waters, got his ankles showing and flip-flops on, and I just assume like, okay, he probably in the caves, and I don't really.
I can say this. No, Rob is entitled to his own personal opinion, but.
I mean, I ain't gonna fault him for it, but I can just tell he gives off a vibe. I'd be surprised if he deal with black women like that.
Who cares though? Who cares if he does it?
That's not me going in on your motherfucking ass. Like, black people, let me tell you something, man. Most of y'all will even if you decide to hate yourself, it'll come from getting laughed at when you was a kid, or
it doesn't matter.
Called white, or somebody laughing at you was gay or something like that. Like, why do y'all think y'all gonna get through that without getting roasted? And I didn't get through that without getting roasted.
Well, I'm not gonna play the rest, but my closing statements and argument is that, again, we are not raised right, man. And the thing, we don't even prepare our children. And guys who are raised to be nice guys, we gotta learn the hard way. Our moms don't tell us the truth about these bitches. We're all just watch out for that white girl. No, you need to watch out for these black ass heifers. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to watch out for these dudes because these dudes will throw you underneath the bus. They are worse than these women. This is why black men have the black manosphere. This is why black men make red pill content. And it's just not just particularly to black men. You got the white manosphere. You got who actually are doing things to get things changed for them as white males, which I find is laughable that they care about men, but they care about themselves. My thing is that it shouldn't even be that way because we should raise to respect each other, respect ourselves, and respect one another. But see, this is the immaturity that I have an issue with guys like Robert Perkins. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm just telling you that the lack of compassion and empathy that we have as black men, and then you want to get mad at these black men who say what they say about black women, and there's other trauma that comes with that, Rob, and anybody who has a stance, abuse from the home. And my thing, just because you're looking at, I'm 40 years, I'm 38, going to be 39. Well, he's about to be 39. I'm about to be 39 myself. I should just, nah, man, nah. It's a vicious cycle. We have trauma, unresolved issues of trauma, and the fact that a black men, I have issues with Tay Diggs, to be honest with you, but the fact that black men can't even express themselves and air out their grievances, it's always dismissed. But black females can air out their grievances. And it's so crazy is that even though he's saying both, but black dudes, you give off a vibe. You don't see that shit with black females. Yeah, it does happen from time to time, but not like this. We are so critical of young black men, black boys, black men in general, black males. We are so happily critical. It's like, look how we judge each other. You give off this vibe. I'm sorry, that comes across real feminine to me. A man's not supposed to do that. You give off that vibe. A man's not supposed to be nosy like that about another man's business. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem I have with his statement. Is that type of mindset. And it's dangerous. Then you wonder why these dudes go crazy, get violent, become serial killers. Or, it is what it is. Or, you wonder why you got these school shootings. I'm not saying it's right. But we create our own killers. Because when we try to say something about it, you silence us. Y'all silence us. People like you and everybody else silence us. And this is why black men feel, this is why the suicide rate is higher amongst men. It don't happen to women like that. Now I see the suicide rate grow among women. How they bully each other, mistreat each other. It's fucking ridiculous. But we don't want to deal with this issue. But some of y'all will say, who are parents, that say, I don't raise my kids to be like that. I prepare my kids. I raised my daughter not to be a hoe, not to be on TikTok like that. I'm not going to mention names of who I've been talking to. I'm not going to raise my sons. I'm going to put my sons on game. My thing, if it's not a big deal, then why you should just let them go through the same bullshit you do. But see, that's a contradiction. Y'all prove my point. This is why black men, we're on an island by ourselves. We don't even stick together. We're not on code. And what I saw with Will Smith and Chris Rock, especially with Will Smith's bitch ass and Chris Rock, because Chris Rock, that's a different live stream, but yo, bro, Chris Rock, you were a Seinfeld and Louis C.K. and you were being called nigger. They said a bunch of nigger jokes. You didn't even go in. It's like the way you disrespect, Jada, I have to call it out. You did disrespect Jada Pinkett Smith, even though I felt it was warranted. But this proves my point. We don't respect each other. How can you have a revolution? How can you have change when we don't address these issues and these childhood traumas and adult traumas? Because it don't stop at high school, it don't stop at college, it's there. If you don't address these issues, then you wonder why these people snap and do shit that's crazy. You wonder why people sometimes commit sex crimes and stuff and domestic violence. And you wonder why then you talk about you give off this vibe, you gay, or you're not feminine. Oh, you a pig. Oh, if you're a woman who's feminine lady, oh, you're a pick me. I am so sick of black people and their fuckery, especially American black people. And then you got the foreign blacks, and it's like we got so many divisions: light skin, dark skin, We got the gender war. We got the black folks who came from the hood. We got the black folks who came from the country, the middle class and upper middle class, black folks who came from money. We are so divided, it's not even funny. And then you wonder why we can never come together. Because we don't want to address these issues, and especially when it comes to black men. Let me say this. If you don't care about black men, you don't care about black women. If black men are not allowed to have a voice in anything, and if you dudes who have a problem with black men airing out their grievances, especially about women, you a bitch ass nigga. And me personally, I will punch you in your goddamn face. Cut your damn, I will punch you and I will punch you in your face. And my thing is, you deserve that silver bullet or that stab. Okay? That's my take on it. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and support the platform, because obviously I'm not going to get monetized. I'm not going to, YouTube don't love me like that. So I expect my supporters to bless me with that Cash App and PayPal.